So Pat Riley says the Miami Heat are not running it back. Let's get into the video.
Well, I call it ribbit. It's R, okay, IB, run it back. We're not going to do that. Or we're going to try to stay away from that. I'm sorry, ribbit? That's what I say every night to Chris when we watch that commercial. It is so cute. But anyway, we probably won't run it back, but it doesn't mean that, I mean, players aren't just going to show up. I mean, you have to make deals. You have to look at the board. You got to try to do something that's going to benefit with your team and your two key guys, if they're your key guys, and I think they are, plus, a lot of other players. So I think we're probably in as good a situation as we could have ever been from a draft pick, young player, favorable contract situation in a long time. And especially at a time in the market that's hard to plan, like you're saying, because things will be spontaneous. But
hopefully Pat Riley keeps his word, because in no way, shape, or form can this Miami Heat team continue to run it back. Even though Jimmy Butler is not here, so obviously you're not completely running it back, but we need changes. There's no way that this Miami Heat team is going to be this terrible on offense for 6-7 years in a row. You're telling me that we can't crack 90 points? We don't have athletic wing defenders? We don't have point of attack defenders? This Miami Heat team needs multiple upgrades all around the roster. Then Pat Riley, he also mentioned Spoelstra and how he went through a lot. Listen, this Miami Heat team, they went through a lot with Jimmy Butler, his nonsense, but then also, too, as the coach. Erik Spoelstra, I know we cooked him, and he deserves to be cooked. But Pat Riley, he definitely mentions how Spo's personal life with, especially with his ex-wife and the drama and all that stuff that came with that. But let's get into the video.
Coach, I haven't talked to him about it yet, because Erik has been doing this for 30 years, intensely as the video coordinator up to being my main assistant coach. 17 straight years of coaching. So he's been here for 30 years. Never took a year off. Never takes a break. He's had some issues in his life, personal issues. And I see the strain and stress on him like I've never seen it before. This takes a toll. And when I talked to him the other day, he said he was going to Hawaii. I said, good, I'll see you in training camp then. That's not going to happen. But he needs a break, and he...
So I'll give Spo somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. That offense, though, is horrendous. It needs to change. We need to get another assistant coach, somebody in there with a new perspective. Once again, this has been going on even when Jimmy Butler's been here, blowing leads, the quote-unquote, third quarter. He's allowing all these low-level players to remain on the Miami Heat. Absolutely not. We need high-level role players. We need a new injection of offense on this Miami Heat team. Outside of that, I will give him that Jimmy Butler with the drama, and then also, too, with a lot of injuries to Jaime, Jovic, just a lot of things going on during this Miami Heat season. But once again, this roster has to change, and the philosophy of this offense has to change as well. Then Pat Riley called Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero alpha players. I love those guys, but they are not number one alpha players. And Pat Riley even tells you he sees the alpha player as guys that will take over games, scores 25 points per game. He says that himself and Jimmy Butler, they're both alphas. That's why they butted heads. Let's get into the video.
From that standpoint, I think one of the things you guys probably missed about Butler and myself is I'm an alpha too, and he's an alpha. And so when I think I am anyhow, I'm not boasting that, but when you get two alphas in the same room, sometimes it doesn't work. But to answer your question, that is something that you think about. I think of an alpha as your best player, okay, and your leader, and he's the one that's going to hold everybody accountable in all of those things above just being a great player. And so that comes with experience, and that comes with time with some players. Sometimes an opportunity like that just happened this year, we don't know. Maybe this is the window that, our best players, and even some of the guys that we brought in on the trade, now they see I got some freedom. I don't have to play with Steph and Draymond. I'm not saying that in a negative way. Sometimes you get slotted into a place for 6 or 7 years before you can get free. And then it's the same thing with Jimmy. He's out in Golden State with two major alphas, and they all coincide with one another. So I don't want this to go out there that, what happened with Jimmy, as ugly as it was, that I didn't appreciate him, that I didn't love this guy. It just, those things happen. It wasn't fun. And so when we talk about alphas, I'm talking about players. I'm talking about stars. I'm talking about talent. And if that talent can help and he's humble, then fine.
So even though Pat and Jimmy had their beef, it was good to see that he was at least appreciative of everything that Jimmy Butler did. He laid it out all on the line. I'll always say this: there's no NBA superstar that could have done what Jimmy Butler has done with his Miami Heat team, undrafted guys, injuries, and this ragtag crew. Now, Miami are frequently forecasted as a team expected to show trade interest this offseason in Kevin Durant. Now, Pat Riley also said he's not opposed to adding an aging star. My thing with Kevin Durant is we are not going to overpay. And the Miami, he said that yesterday. They're not going to give up all their picks for Kevin Durant. If I can get Kevin Durant for one first-round pick, send the deal. But you already know there's going to be a bunch of teams that are going to be willing to overpay, like the Houston Rockets, trying to get over the head and actually win a championship or make a deep playoff run. But that's exactly where I stand with Kevin Durant. I am not going to overpay for an aging superstar and help the Phoenix Suns get out of the mess that they created. I'm sorry. I like KD, but is this Miami Heat team going to win a championship with Tyler, KD, and Bam? What is the rest of the roster going to look like? It's a lot easier said than done. Now, Pat Riley also thinks that Tyler Hero is pivotal for this Miami Heat team. I agree, but you guys have to realize I am not paying him nowhere near $50 million per. I am not giving him $150 for 3 years. I'm sorry. You cannot tie up all that money into Tyler Hero. Also, to Miami Heat fans, you guys have to relax because a lot of people are saying, oh my God, Pat, that's Tyler Hero's son, this, that, and the third. Obviously, he's not going to slander Tyler Hero in front of the NBA media. He knows better than to do that. If they're going to trade Tyler Hero, they're not going to tell us that today. Who knows what they're going to do with Tyler Hero? But at the end of the day, we all know that this Miami Heat team needs change. Let's get into what Pat had to say about Tyler.
It's ignitable. He's one of the most ignitable guys offensively in the league, and we're happy to have him. He's 25, 26 years old. He's coming off an all-star year, and he was voted in by the coaches. That means something. And so he's pivotal for us as an offensive player. We just need more around him that can do a little bit of what he does, because now he's getting beat up, he's getting schemed, overly schemed, and so we'll learn a lot about that. And so Tyler is a player, and I hope he could stay here the rest.
So as we close, at the end of the day, guys, this Miami Heat team needs to change. Pat Riley, he is appreciative about what Jimmy Butler did for this Miami Heat team. He did say that it put a huge strain on the season. Erik Spoelstra was dealing with a lot of personal issues. Tyler Hero, they're skeptical about the extension. They do want him to stay long-term, but who knows if he will or if he won't. Pat Riley's also willing to at least use aging superstars towards this Miami Heat team. We'll see who that leads us to. All I'm saying is things need to change, and I am excited to see what this Miami Heat team does going into the future. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.